Alright, so this video is gonna be me, I guess, reacting to things on the r/DudeHasGotAPoint subreddit. So, yeah, just silly little memes and stuff, and yeah, so I guess let's get into this. This one here is, like, the best thing ever because, like, it's literally true, you know? Like, you have a dog, you know you're gonna be going outside in the middle of the night or super early in the morning, and it's either super, well, I guess sometimes it's not gonna be super cold, and then it might not be that warm either because it's still a bit earlier, it's at night, but in the winter especially though, or I guess if you live in the desert, it's gonna be cold as fuck. But cat people, we get to just sleep all night and we get to snuggle with them all night if they're that kind of cat. So, it's a win-win. Like I will never get dog people. Like dogs are just like sure they can be really nice and whatever sometimes, but like it gets annoying after a while because they always want to fucking be with you. Like, yeah, it's cute. It's nice that they want to be with you all the time, but like sometimes you need a fucking break. And they also fucking stink. And you could say, "Oh, cats stink. You got a stinky litter box in the corner," but it's over there in its own little space. I don't really have to deal with it that much. With a dog, you have to fucking sit out there and wait for the dog to shit and then come back, and then you have to go out there later and scoop its shit anyways. Like, what's the point of taking the dog out if you have to scoop the shit anyways? Like, bruh, like, you have to scoop the dog shit because, you know, dog shit is really gross, really nasty. There's so many germs. So, yeah, you know. Anyways, I should probably move on to the next meme because I could rant about this for like an entire video, so maybe I should do that. Here's the next one, which, I'm sure is gonna make a certain group of people mad because, especially with there's some other stuff where people were talking about like Puerto Rico and, it's like, you guys know Puerto Rico's part of America, right? Your racist ass bitch doesn't like I'm not surprised that these racist ass bitches don't know that. Like, come on. When you realize Captain America's suit doesn't have 50 stars, so he's actually Captain Puerto Rico. Yes, great. Like, can we have that? Can we actually have that? Like, even if it's just a parody, like, I actually kind of want that. This meme actually just makes me realize how long it's been since I've seen this movie. Like, wait, when did Matrix come out? When 1999? So, yeah, like it came out like a couple years before I was born, so I probably haven't seen it since like, I don't know, 20 years or something. Like, yeah. So I just seeing this meme kind of just made me think about how long it's been since I've seen The Matrix. So, but yeah, I mean, like, I feel like people need to watch movies like this and, like, The Terminator and stuff more often because, like, with all the AI shit happening right now, I think it's pretty, like, a good time, a pretty good time to watch these movies again, or if you have never seen them, watch them for the first time, and yeah, just an idea for all you people that may be watching that might support AI. You might want to watch something like The Matrix or Terminator. Like, sure, they are like, sci-fi movies, but I feel like they are still kind of somewhat grounded in reality, you know? I feel like, I mean, even movies that are fantasy are still somewhat grounded in reality. Like every movie, book, and show, there's some real life stuff in there that's, this could very well happen, or something similar to it happened, and we're just putting this in place of this other thing because, you know, movie stuff. So, yeah, I just, I feel like stuff like that's kind of important to think about. Now, this one's just kind of funny. This should be mandatory. As a mortician, I always tie the shoelaces together of the dead, because if there was ever a zombie apocalypse, it would be hilarious. Like, I don't know if the person who made this is actually a mortician and they actually do this, but, if if you're a mortician, maybe you should do this, because we don't want zombies to be walking around, but also at the same time, I don't know, like I just if you aren't a mortician, like would you do this if you were? Like would you want to do this if you hypothetically were a mortician? Like this, yeah. I would probably do this. It would, not just as like silly whatever, but also just 'cause, I've watched too many zombie movies in my life, so also zombie video games. I've watched too many, or I played too many zombie games. I literally grew up on zombie stuff, so I would definitely do this. It's not Pride Month anymore for this video, but I think this post still has a very good point. Like the title of the post for the Reddit part. But yeah, this screenshot is of someone, I guess it looks like a Twitter post. It says, y'all want a straight pride parade, but where's your straight Stonewall? Where's the families throwing you out for being straight? Where's the police raiding your bars, invading your privacy, finding and locking you for existing? Y'all want the fun part, but can't handle the worst part. So, yeah, it's a very good point. Straight people just want the fun, sparkly colors everywhere part, but they can't handle just, the worst shit that we deal with. We literally have Pride Month because and Pride parades and all these like events and anniversaries of this and that and stuff because of shit like what they listed here and plenty more shit. So it's just like you don't seem to want to understand why we have these things, or you just don't care and you just want the fun part. You don't care that you haven't suffered for being straight. Like, sure, you may have suffered throughout your life, but it's not because you're straight or cis. That's just how life is sometimes. Like, why should we have to suffer just because of our gender or sexuality? Like, bro, yeah, life is shitty sometimes, but it shouldn't be more shitty just because of my gender or my sexuality. So it's like, that's why we have Pride Month and why we've had riots and shit because of shitty people doing shitty things to us just because we exist. It's really not that hard to get. This one's kind of just a cool little like tip for anyone watching this video. Pro tip, when you sign up for anything online, put the website's name as your middle name. Now, when you receive spam, you will know who sold your data. So, I mean, I guess not everything has a middle name, but you could probably put the website's name after like the first name or before the last name, and then, or if you don't put your real name at all, you could just put like it as the last name or something like that. Like you could put like maybe if you're okay with your first name being out there, but then like, or you could put like some sort of nickname as the first name, and then put the website's name as the last name, and then you can see who sold your shit. And yeah, so just like a fun little thing out there for everyone watching. I do hope uh more people do this, because then you can be like, what the fuck, whenever you see some spam shit. So yeah. This one kinda also goes with the whole AI shit that's happening. Like all the older people, like boomers, Gen X, all these people being like, oh, technology is bad, it's taking over your life, and all this stuff. And it's like, you know, maybe they were right. It's like one of the few things those two generations are right about. They don't seem to be right about too many things unless they're like really smart. But I feel like it's a little rare for me to find those people, so I don't know. But anyways, I just thought this one was a little funny because it's kind of true, but it's also kind of sad because it's kind of true. I hate the world we live in right now. This one's just fucking funny. I don't know if it's true, but I fucking hope it's true. In the 1990s, a California man, Steve Commissar, Commissar, I don't know if I'm saying that right for last name, began putting ads in national magazines selling solar-powered dryers for about $50. Customers would receive a simple clothesline in the mail. I mean, he's not wrong, I guess. Solar-powered dryers, but like, who would buy a solar-powered dryer for only like $50? Like, that's not very much. But also, it's literally just like a rope for $50. So, yeah, I don't know if like anyone, like, did anyone actually fall for that? Because that just seems like such a low price for something that you're expecting to be like a machine with a like one of those solar powered things on like the side of it or whatever. But then it's just a rope. So it's kind of like, I guess, a little bit scammy, but at the same time, it's kind of your fault for falling for this sort of thing. So, like, I don't know. I just thought it was a little bit funny though. Alright. This person posted a tell me something I don't know. And this guy responds with the first letter of the sentence is always capital. I mean, the first letter in this post isn't capitals, so I guess that is something she doesn't know, maybe. I mean, it's the internet, so I don't really expect people to have like the best grammar. It's like, it's not like we're in a professional setting or writing an essay for anything. It's just the fucking internet, who cares? But like, at the same time, that's kind of like just a silly, silly little thing here. So, yeah. This one is another one of those things where it's like a school paper and then like the teacher grades it wrong, but it's like, is the kid not correct though? Like, is it really wrong? Like, sure, that's not the answer you wanted, but like, it can be true, you know? So the problem or whatever here is Rachel has 16 chocolate bars. Tracy takes 4 from her and asked for the remaining quarter. And what would she end up with? Is the question, I guess. So there's 16, she takes 4, and then she wants the remaining quarter. I'm bad at math, so I don't even really want to try. like, I feel like I'm just gonna get mush brain if I try, but the kid writes a slap because you're taking, or I guess Tracy is taking the chocolate from Rachel. Like, maybe Rachel would slap her for taking that and asking for the remaining quarter. Like, come on. Like, who says Rachel isn't that bitch that would slap people for taking her chocolates? They're her chocolates, aren't they? She has the 16 chocolate bars. Why is Tracy taking them? Like, can can we not have that be the answer? Who says we can't have that as the answer? Come on. This kind of goes with the other thing where the guy was just selling a rope to for the solar paneled dryer stuff. But yeah, this is where I guess someone's boyfriend got them a ring that breaks when it absorbs too much negative energy in whoever person, I guess whoever's wearing it. If it absorbs too much negative energy from your life. It only took a month and I need a new one. Yeah, that just sounds like it's a cheap quality ring, and then they started selling it as a, I don't know, like what would you call this? Kind of like the mood ring gimmicks. Yeah, I guess it's like, oh, it's a gimmick thing. It'll do this if you have this, or you can do this with whatever. But then the other person's like, I need to start selling poor quality products and market them like this. Like, let's just all start making shitty, I guess, jewelry or shitty anything, I guess, and just be like, oh, it'll like break or melt if it absorbs too much negative energy. That would be like, I wonder how much money you could make off that. But also, would you get in trouble for fraud, though? Because it's, I guess, you know, if you're selling it for one reason and it's just a normal ring, would that be counted as fraud? I mean, mood rings are still massive, aren't they? And people aren't getting in trouble for fraud, so, like, could we not sell something like this? This one's just another silly little thing where this person says, I've never seen snow in Russia. And I'm sure most people know that, Russia usually has a lot of snow at whatever given time. And then this person responds with, how? Because, like, Russia's kind of known for having snow. And then the person responds with, I've never been in Russia. They had us at the first half, not gonna lie. Okay, so this one doesn't have the date on it. It just says 16 hours and 12 hours ago. So I don't know exactly when it was posted, but I'm assuming it's like after Charlie Kirk died. So, I guess it's. I don't remember what day he died, so I don't fucking remember, but whatever. So this person says, if a Democrat was assassinated, could you imagine what would be going on right now? And this person responds with, yes, I can, because it happened literally 3 months ago. And guess what? Democrats called for gun reform. Right-wingers made jokes about it. Trump said calling anybody to give his condolences would be a waste of time, and then skipped the funeral. So we don't have to imagine. It literally just happened. And not a single person on the left called for war, or called for the Republican Party to be labeled a domestic terrorist organization. You cared so little that you didn't even remember it. So, yeah, that's you know, I don't think I really need to add anything to this because this person literally just dragged this idiot. Completely fucking dragged this idiot. This one, I hope this is true. Like, I don't really listen to Kesha. Like, I grew up in the early 2000s, so of course I know her music and, heard her music on the radio all the time. But I don't really, like, follow her on anything. I don't really, like, keep up with her music. But I hope this is a real tweet and I hope this is a real thing that she, complained about, I guess. So, Kesha, I guess, posted I guess this is Twitter. Everything's always on Twitter. I hate it. But she says, it has come to my attention that the White House has used one of my songs in a TikTok to incite violence and threaten war. Trying to make light of war is disgusting and inhumane. I absolutely do not approve of my music being used to promote violence of any kind. Love always trumps hate. Please love yourself and each other in times like this. This show of blatant disregard for human life is quite frankly, this attack on all of our nervous systems is opposite of what I stand for. Is that proper English there? Okay, yes, it is. I can't read sometimes. Also, don't let this distract us from the fact that criminal predator Donald Trump appears in the files over 1 million times. Stop using my music, perverts at the White House. So, yeah, like, if they use any artist's music in videos like that, that artist has every right to call them out and be like, fuck you for using the music in these horrible, disgusting videos. And like, yeah, I don't know if I really need to add too much to this because this, you know, dragged them once again. So yeah, if they use any artist's music or art or anything, I mean, music is art, but if they use anything that someone makes, I sure hope they um, call that out and be like, fuck you, don't use my shit for your disgusting, horrible garbage. But yeah, it's just, I hope this is a real thing that Kesha called out. This one, I don't know if I really even need to say anything about this one either because it kind of speaks for itself. Like, you see what can happen if we stop having old ass pieces of shit idiots running everything, you know? Like, this is what happens when you actually put smart, good people in charge of things. I'm sure people are, like, a certain group of people is gonna be, like, super angry that I'm calling this guy super smart and good, but, like, at some point you have to accept it, okay? At some point you have to accept it. This one here is just fucking disgusting. So I guess a bill was introduced in North Carolina that would classify abortion as first-degree murder and allow anyone to use deadly force to prevent the person from obtaining one. Tell me you hate women without telling me. I mean, this is actually telling me that you hate women. Like, it's just another way of saying it. So I guess they technically are still telling us, but I just. So a rapist can impregnate a woman against her will and then legally kill her if she tries to get an abortion. Republicans hate women. I mean, we didn't need this to know that they hate women. Like, it's just, it's kind of a known fact that they hate women, so, you know, same shit, different day. And then here's one that's also like, what the fuck? Cause, yeah, so someone stole, I guess, $950 worth of items from Walgreens. There were 309 news stories about it. Walgreens was caught stealing 4.5 million from employees. It got just one single story. Theft is only fine when the companies and the rich people do it. But when some random bloke who is probably poor and, isn't the whole ass fucking company, then they get a bunch of shit put on them. So, you know. Again, it's just another same shit, different day sort of thing. Is anyone surprised? This one is again, it's just fucking sad. So I guess brain scans have revealed that children living with unstable families, excessive abusing, or arguing, abusive, and neglectful, have brain changes similar to combat soldiers after active duty. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not really surprised. So, I kind of been new because I actually care to look into things and try to understand things. So, I kind of already knew this a little bit. So, yeah, I'm not surprised. Are you surprised? You ready for more, I guess, scary shit? Because, the meta sparks privacy fears after unveiling. I wanted to say revealing, but it's unveiling in the thing here. A $300 smart glasses with hidden cameras. You can now film everyone without them knowing. Yeah, so already people are just like, there's like probably hidden cameras in certain places, but now you've got people walking around with hidden cameras on their glasses. And I mean, I'm pretty sure these were already a thing for the last however many years, but it's still kind of like, I kind of like wonder how obvious were those glasses if they already had something like this. But also the fact that Meta is doing it is even more like concerning because it's Meta. If you know anything about Meta, you probably already know why it's concerning. But yeah, but the thing underneath there says, "I want a shirt that has a QR code on it for some kind of horrible malware." So that if anyone tries to film me in public, their phone will automatically scan the code and get reduced to a functionless brick. Modern day Medusa. I want to do this. Where can I buy one of those shirts? Can I have one? Can I have it for free? Time to go to more silly ones. This one is my dad sent me this to prove he has hair. I mean, you can kind of see it anyways. It's just like not very much. It's not very long. And it's just like somewhat blends in. So you can just barely see it, but you can still see it. So I don't know if you really needed to like quote unquote prove he had hair. But, still pretty fucking silly and just a funny little thing I wanted to add in here. Every machine is a smoke machine if you operate it wrong enough. Please have this be a real thing on like the inside of the laptop or something, because Like, if I ran a company that made like phones, computers, whatever, technology stuff, I would have this inside the machine all the fucking time. I would be like, we have to add this in every single one of our products. You know, when you get a package and it says, don't open with a knife? I mean, usually you can just use something else that's not really considered a knife, like scissors. This person used an axe, I guess. Well, I don't think they actually used an axe. They probably opened it and then posed for this video, or this picture, I mean. But, you know, I usually, I mean, I can rip it open with my fingers usually pretty well, but sometimes you have to get the scissors out. And it's like, they should say don't open with a blade instead, because then, you know, it'll cover more things. But yeah, saying don't open with a knife, it's like, well, technically I'm not using a knife, so, like, okay. This combination will shock you. You're not wrong. Not wrong at all. I love this kind of meme. I really love the phrase with all due respect because it doesn't specify how much respect is due. Could be none, bitch. Is this Tumblr? This looks like a Tumblr post, but also the fact that that looks like Castiel in the profile picture makes me think this has to be Tumblr, regardless of the UI, because who the fuck else is gonna have a character from Supernatural as their profile picture? But yeah, this, you know, I might start using this phrase because I, you know, I feel like this phrase is so perfect for me. I love this one. This is a classic. I saw a guy holding his baby up to the painting like this today. We should stop taking pictures of people in public and resort back to drawing from memory. This is such like a wholesome classic meme. I love this. Like this also I guess connects to the those stupid meta glasses that are supposed to be able to record. Like just why not just, you know, do something like this? Why do you have to have every single thing on like camera or whatever? Like, let people live and not be in some video or in some picture. Like, let them just chill on their own. Don't know how true this one is, but this person says, I once heard my boss man say to another employee, you know, John, you're not the sharpest pencil in the box. And without skipping a beat, the guy replied, well, boss man, a sharp pencil is a sign that it ain't never done a lick of work. I think about it to this day. You know, the part where the boss is being shitty to an employee, that part I can believe. That part I can believe. But the rest, I don't know. Maybe there's a little bit of truth to it, like, you know, bosses being shitty, but yeah, it kind of gives you a whole new perspective on the not the sharpest crayon in the box, not the sharpest pencil in the box, you know? So, hmm, just something to kind of think about, I guess. Saying shark infested waters is like saying human infested houses. I mean, they live there. That's just rude. Yeah, or like saying bird infested trees, like they're supposed to be there. Like, I don't know where you expect them to be if not there. So, like, yeah, I just, like, I don't expect sharks to be on land. So, like, bros before babies. Game today. I can't bro. My baby was just born, remember? Damn, we know each other for 10 years, and you know the kid for 2 days. What the F? Yeah, I mean, he has a point. You've known this guy longer than you've known your baby. And what's your baby gonna do? It's just gonna, like, sleep, scream, shit itself, eat, vomit on you? Like, this guy's just gonna play video games with you or something. So, sounds a lot better to me than dealing with a fucking baby. This one's so cursed, but so true and actually really funny. Why do AI company logos look like buttholes? I, yeah, if you pay attention to AI company branding, you'll notice a pattern. They're all kind of circle, and there's like a hole in the middle, I guess, with a lot of them. I mean, not all of them have a hole in the middle, but like most of them do. And like basically all of them are circular shape, somewhat circle shape. Some of them got like spiky sort of things, so they do kind of they do be given that sort of imagery. I mean, AI does shit out a lot of shit, so I guess, you know, makes sense for them to have those kind of logos. Alright, last one that I have for this, and it's war bad, boobs good. He's not wrong. I mean, you know, war is bad and boobs are pretty good, so, you know, can't argue with that. Alright, so this last part is just gonna be me reading a little thing because I think for certain videos this is relevant and I think more people need to like know these sorts of things. So I'm gonna be reading a little you know, some of the amendments in the Constitution of the United States because I feel like more people need to know this and understand this, and yeah, education is failing a lot of people, so I feel like I need to kind of put in little things here and there in some of my videos just to add to people's, I guess, knowledge and whatever. So yeah. So the I talked about like I think it was like 2 or 3 in my other video where I think it was some like another Reddit thing or something like that it was. But now I want to talk about a few more that I was like, hey, this one's good for one of these sorts of little end video parts. So yeah. So Amendment 1 is Congress shall make no law restricting I can't read shit or say shit properly, but okay. Anyways, an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or the press, or the right of the peoples peacefully to assemble and to petition the governments for a redress of grievances. So basically, the government cannot like force religion onto people or stop people from practicing religion. They can't stop you from having freedom of speech or stop the press from their work and stuff. And they can't stop, you know, peaceful protests and stuff like that. So, you know, I feel like the First Amendment is pretty fucking important. And then also the Second Amendment, a well-regulated, well, wait. Well, there's that part where it's, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So, you know, that one's kind of like an important one for a lot of people. But also at the same time, gun control works for like every other country, so why the fuck can't America do it? So I just, you know. Um, but Amendment 3 is no soldiers shall in time of peace be quartered in any house without a consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner of prescribed by law. So you cannot force yourself into someone's house without, proper, I guess, what's it called? You can't do it unless the owner says so, and yeah, like, for police, they have to get, like, warrants and stuff when they do investigations and stuff, so, yeah. Amendment, this is 15, I always forget my Roman numeral shit, it's been so long since I learned it, so I'm kind of, like, a little rusty on it, but this one has section 1, the rights of a citizen in the United States to vote shall not be denied. You cannot deny someone the right to vote, or abridged by the United States or by any state of account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. So you cannot deny someone's right to vote on race or color or any of that. And then amendment, let's see, wasn't there, here it is, amendment, what was this, 19? So it's the right of a citizen of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex. So you cannot stop someone from voting if they're a woman. So like that, like the women got the right to vote, like women fought for the right to vote. People always be like, oh, but men gave you the right to vote. No, women had to fucking fight for it. You didn't just hand it to them willingly. You got tired of them protesting. You dumb bitch. Anyways, amendment, is this like 22? Because there's 2 X's and then a 2 ones, so it's 22. I always forget this shit. Anyways, no person shall be elected to the office of president more than twice, and no person who has been held office of president or acted as president for more than 2 years of a term to which some other person was elected president shall be elected to office of the president more than once. But this article shall not apply to many persons holding office of president within this article who was proposed by when this article was proposed by Congress, and shall not prevent any persons who may be holding the office of president or acting as president during the term which within this article becomes operative from holding the office of president or acting as president during the remainder of such term. And then there's a section 2, but it's like you cannot be elected more than 2 times. You cannot have more than 4 years. So I think that's a pretty important one right now to put out there. So yeah. Anyways though, I guess that'll be it for this video. So yeah, I guess by then